Ladies and gentlemen, we got patch notes, baby. And I'm not talking about little dinky boys. I'm talking full blown, everybody's getting buffed patch notes. So this is going to be a quickie, but I just wanted to go over with you guys. And as a new Diablo player, I'm super excited just for everybody to start moving in the right direction. Starting off with the bug fixes, we got dungeons, events, and other activities. Feel free to read all of these patch notes on your own time. I will have this in the pinned comment down below, so definitely feel free to check that out. But we're going to go past all of this and get to the juice. We got gameplay fixes, local co-op adjustments. We got adjustments to quests, UI. Speaking of UI, hopefully they added like a gem bag or increased our inventory slots. Wouldn't that be the dream? But the meat, the gameplay adjustments that I just wanted to go over, significantly increasing the experience awarded for completing nightmare dungeons. That's a banger. We all know we're not trying to spam those regular dungeons for the rest of our lives. Give me some incentive to go back into them nightmare dungeons. That's an all-around winner right away. Next up, significantly increasing the experience gains from killing monsters in nightmare dungeons. Great, that goes hand in hand with the first one. Helltide chests now provide substantially more bonus experience when open. Can always use more XP with the amount of time that they started nerfing these dungeons that everybody was running into trying to power level. They got to put that lost XP somewhere, and it looks like they finally did. We also significantly increased rewarded experience from completing individual whispers across the board. Moving on from that, more importantly, the Helltide roaming bosses will now consistently drop higher quality loot. This is fantastic because they're a pain in the ass to kill anyways, and they have an extremely fat health pool. So if you don't have a giant mob of people with you, you're not going to be killing this thing in any decent amount of time anyways. So a richer quality of loot dropping from those guys is definitely not something to scoff at. Also, we got players can now teleport to their nightmare dungeons directly. This, I'm sure, tickles everybody's fancy, considering nobody's trying to walk to these spots. You take the time to get a group together, you just want to play the game. So kudos to them. They seem like they're really listening and they're moving in the right direction. But that's not all. Weekly bonus caches from world bosses no longer have level requirements from openings. So that's great. When I kill a world boss and I get a cache, I don't have to wait 10 levels for me to be able to open it. And for me personally, that's enough right there. They're giving us XP back. They're giving us quality of life. 10 out of 10 right then and there. But wait, we got class adjustments, and not the usual way that they tend to adjust things. I'm talking about buffs. Big buffs nonetheless. Barbarian, Lunging Strike got a buff. Bash got a buff. Frenzy got a buff. Double Swing. Kick. You're getting the point here. Every single class has been receiving a buff all the way around. So even Charge gets a buff. Knocking enemies back into the terrain increased from 15% to 30%. So some of these boys are chunky. Mighty Leap slows from 50 to 70. Enhance the Iron Skill barrier, increased to 10 to 20%. Fantastic. Iron Maelstrom, cooldown reduced to 60 to 45 seconds. Prime Iron increased to 10 to 30. Prime Iron, critical strike damage increased to 20 to 40. Bounding Slam, damage increased to 75 to 112. Legendary aspects, that's great. I really don't know too much about that yet, being a new player. Moving on to Druid, I'm quite excited about this, considering this is the class I started the game with. So we got Earth Spike, base damage increased to 16 for 17. Ooh, that's not so hot. Spirit Generation increased. So yeah, Earth Spike's good. We definitely needed a little something. Wind Shear. Nobody uses Wind Shear. We need much more. I think they just needed like another. They need to add being able to put vulnerable or something like that on Wind Shear because it's just being outclassed at this point. Claw base of damage increased to 20 to 22. Same thing with Claw here. Spirit Generation increased. Great. Claw's double attack chance increased by 10 to 15%. That's good. That's a nice buff. And then Claw's base damage is increased from 10 to 15%. Another thing that's fantastic, but those two are kind of falling in the same page of the fact where it's like they're just being outclassed by Storm Strike all around all the time. So Earth Spike is good and Storm Strike is great, but they're going to need to do a little something else to kind of bump up Claw and Wind Shear, and I hope that they do because they're just fantastic abilities and would fit builds more thematically than always having to go with like Storm Strike or something, you know. But moving on from that, Maul again, base damage increased 20 to 22, Spirit Generation, yeah, all that stuff. Shred, third attack base. Ooh, this is good. 60 to 70. So the third attack base damage is increased to 60 to 70. Enhanced Shred healings increased. Rage Shred base damage is increased. Primal Shred's bonus critical strike damage is increased to 20 to 30. Wolves. Wolves are Garbo. We're going to need something with the Wolves. They're clunky as hell to use. And Ferocious Wolf Pack lucky hit chance is increased from 10 to 40. That's nice. Thank you for throwing us a bone, but I don't think that's going to do its justice. Hurricane base damage Ooh, 97 to 134. That's gonna be pretty nasty. Rabies, we needed a buff, absolutely. Cataclysm buffed, which is 52 to 64. That was honestly a monster already, so fantastic for all the druids out there. That's great, but that was not needed. But hey, I'm not complaining. They were just throwing out buffs left and right here to every single class. Let's just check on Necromancer here. Reap base damage 12 to 13, Hemorrhage base damage, Bone Splitter base damage 8 to 9, Sever 63 to 66. I mean, they're just going with straight up base damage increases here. This is absolutely beautiful, and I'm really excited that they decided to go this route with these patch notes. Usually they are bringing everybody else down to accommodate other lackluster systems. This way it kind of balances out. This is the way they should be going about it. People are trying to have fun. Let me blow up mobs in the game that I purchased. And this is a great step in the right direction. So hopefully they keep pushing it like this. Relax on the nerf hammer. Bring out the buffs. So I just want to take a look at the rogue because the rogue's absolutely insane anyways. From the time that you even start leveling, the damage output compared to what I would play as a druid is just night and day. So we're going to have to take a look at this. But base damage to invigorating strike is increased 23 to 25. Blade shift base damage. Heartseeker base damage is increased. Forceful arrow 20 to 22. Barrage 20 to 22. Smoke grenade cooldown reduced. Rain of arrows cooldown reduced 60 to 55. Prime rain of arrows imbuement potency increased by 20 to 30%. That's such a dope spell, and I hope it comes through for us. It's kind of being overshadowed by other rogue abilities, but we'll see what happens with this. Maybe this one will kind of lean us more into the right direction when it comes to that. Volley 70 to 105. Close quarters combat 20 to 30. Escape artist cooldown decreased. Jumping into sorcerer. Spark base damage is increased. Enhanced spark damage is increased. Flickering spark 3 to 4%. Little babies right there. Frostbolt base damage 35 to 38. Firebolt 40 to 44. Charged bolt 28 to 30. Incinerate base damage is increased 49 to 54. Frozen orb increased. Blizzard increased. Ice blades chance to apply vulnerables increased to 30 to 40%. Summoning lightning spears, maximum damage bonus is increased by 100 to 160. That's a fatty. Crackling energy, base damage increased 15 to 20%. Freezing wake, base damage increased. And legendary aspects, again, I don't know too much about them, but every single thing here is a damage buff. Like I said, this is the way to go. I hope they keep going in this direction. And as a new player to the Diablo franchise, I've been enjoying this game a shit ton, and I'm going to start covering it more here on this channel. But this is just what we needed. Make our characters just blow shit up and have a good time while doing it. Thank you guys so much for chilling out. If you guys like this video, hit the like button for me, subscribe if you feel like it, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys.